Good afternoon. And welcome to everyone who's joining us on the internet. Two prayers. I wish to see only the evidence of love. And I wish to only be the evidence of love. It's not just a wonderful intent. It is a substantial desire. I mean by that a desire that has substance to it. Because it lifts you out of your habitual processes, the habits that keep you blinded to the evidence of love and keep you distracted from being the evidence of love, which it's your nature and function to be. How many of you succeeded this past week in the practice of wishing not to be the evidence of the absence of love? The intent not to hurt another's feelings, or not to be the presence of jealousy or hate or distress, broadcast for everyone to hear. Paul will be glad to tell you that he was lousy at it this last week. What is it? What is it that can distract you so easily from a wholesome intent to see the evidence of love and to be the evidence of love? It's really easy. The answer is habit. What is a habit? It's a response that is second nature to you. That's why it's a habit. It's second nature. Of course, first nature is to be the presence of love. A habit is second nature. And so you have the intent to be the evidence of love. And you're being loving. And someone responds to you in a surprisingly awful way. That in itself can't be bothersome. But the ego says, oh wow, they didn't grasp where I was coming from. Uh-oh. We're in a state of lack of communication. They're not seeing me at all. Obviously, they're not even paying attention, even though they're right here in front of me. And they heard what I said, and they should have felt what I was feeling. So not only is there no communication, this person is actively ignoring me and that makes me feel left out. That makes me feel excluded from them, even though our being together implies that we are together, even though the fact that we're talking implies that there is communication. But that person has an agenda of their own, and their agenda is not to hear me. Their agenda is for me to hear them. There's no respect for me. You know what? It's not worth it to be the presence of love. It's worth it to me to feel how badly I feel and to mull it over and stew about it, the injustice of it. Paul did this practically every day, even though each morning he got up and tried to start out fresh. And so to be the evidence of love went way on the back burner. Self-protection, self-assertion, and the attempt to be recognized because he deserves to be recognized came up on the front burner. This is the way it happens with everyone. No one becomes defensive unless they feel hurt. If they feel hurt, they feel something has been taken away from them. And they believe their belief. You believe your beliefs. And then you begin to act from there. Defended, separate. And you move into varying degrees of attack. Varying degrees of expressing distress toward the source of the distress and the attempt to change that one. And the experience is a miserable experience. Now, mind you, last week we talked about the fact that you think nothing of believing that you have a capacity to embrace and embody opposing thoughts at the same time, opposing intents at the same time. And you don't even question it. It's impossible, but you don't question it. Paul felt hurt. You all feel hurt. And you think the hurt is genuine, and you respond on the basis of that ignorance. You forget that you have a choice. You forget that all you have to do is sit down and meditate so that you can discover that your peace is available to you regardless of what you've been thinking and regardless of what anyone else has done. The state of misery is not a fact. It's like your lap. It's an arrangement of your body that disappears when you stand up. Your lap is not a fact like your arm is. Your hurt is the result of an arrangement of conflicting ideas, of conflicting beliefs that aren't facts. The moment you sit down and do a meditation and you get into your peace, you find that the misery is gone, Why? Because you abandoned the arrangement of beliefs and concepts that you were holding on to that said, that person can do something that can deprive me of my peace. And they did it. And I don't have my peace. And it's their fault. And I'm stuck until I win this battle with them. We see it ain't so. It's just an arrangement of ideas and concepts that have no actual, well, it is a configuration that isn't actual, purely imaginary. The result of believing that someone else can and has taken something of yours away from you is pure insanity. It can't be done. And you need to be vigilant about the way you're using your mind, so that you don't accept an idea that has no basis in fact and treat it as though it does, and lose sight of the fact that no matter what they've done or said, you're still as whole as God made you. You are still mind, singular mind, that has not been divided up and therefore is totally intact. And because it's intact, not one part of it has disappeared or been taken away. So this other one hasn't taken anything away from you at all. You've abandoned the conscious experience of your wholeness in favor of the pleasure of a state of reaction, while at the same time claiming that your reaction is justified, your hateful reaction is justified because you're such a loving person. And they don't see it. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the inconsistency? But you believe it. You all believe it. Why? Because the arrangement of beliefs, the arrangement of concepts that you're employing have become a habit. And you slip back into the habit because more persistence is needed in abandoning it for the truth. Now, I said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If you're not careful, you might think that I'm saying you, whoever you think you are at the moment, whatever ego you are at the moment, if you will know the truth will make you free of all these other egos. No, the truth is not an idea to be applied to the human condition. The truth is not a tool to be applied to circumstances. Truth is when the light bulb goes on. Truth, the realization of truth, is when you say, oh, I see what he means. Now you're knowing the truth, and at that very moment, you have ceased to be subject to the lie about which the truth is the truth. There's nothing left to apply the truth to. So don't think, as we go through the course, that you're learning about truth so that you may bring it to bear upon the human condition. You're reading the course because it is put together in such a way by the Holy Spirit that it will trigger release from the habits, the particular configurations of beliefs that hold you bondage, by triggering an aha that undoes the configuration, that in effect causes you to stand up and see, oh my goodness, my lap isn't permanent. In fact, it's only something that can be called a lap if I sit down. It isn't a thing at all. You see? When you say, I wish to be the evidence of love, you are saying, I wish to have the experience of love that the Father is blessing me with constantly, so that I might extend it to my brother or sister, no matter how beautifully or awkwardly they are behaving. If you're saying, I wish to be the evidence of love, you're saying, I wish to be a healer. I wish to be the presence of that which doesn't believe everything that my conditioned thinking tells me is going on. I wish instead to see beyond it with the Father's eyes. I wish to see what is really there. That is an act of love, that wish, that desire. A healer always looks beyond appearances, or beneath appearances, or behind appearances, to that which has to be really there in order for there to appear to be a costume covering it up. To be a healer, you don't give recognition or acceptance to the costume at all. Well, that doesn't seem to be justifiable once you've been hurt, once they've hurt you. But the fact is, it's hard to do when you have determined that they have succeeded in taking something away from you that they couldn't possibly have taken away, because there's nothing that can cause you at any moment to be less than whole. Their behavior may need improvement, but no matter what their behavior is, they can't take anything away from you. The reason you want to be a healer is because it causes you to begin to fulfill your function. It causes you to move into a frame of mind that honors what is true about you. The love of the Father, which gets extended to a brother because you have desired to love your brother, blesses you. Because it keeps you from being successfully distracted into confused thinking and actions based on confusion that will do nothing but keep you in the dark. whether healing occurs in every instant of your day or not, as a result of this, don't abandon your intent to see the truth. Don't abandon the intent to be the evidence of love in your world that blesses your world, because correction or healing is needed. If you want to feel good, then you must insist upon and persist in extending love, the intent to extend love, the intent to see behind the masks. And until anyone is awake, they're presenting a mask at all times. Isn't that wonderful? It gives you constant opportunity to fulfill your function and thereby remember not who you are, but what you are. And in remembering what you are, you become disillusioned, free of illusions. You come back into your right mind. And you lessen the density of the camaraderie of the dreamers by withdrawing from the group. Vigilance and diligence are the key words here. You must be vigilant not to be the evidence of the absence of love, and you must be diligent in your intent to be the evidence of love. You must be persistent in wishing to see only the evidence of love, because the evidence of love is behind every mask and underneath every costume, even the ones you're wearing. You see, I'm not talking to any of your costumes or any of your masks. I'm talking to you, the real one that's there. And this is healing. And this is transformational. Whether you continue to come here and sit with blank stares, or twinkles of ahas, I persist. And you, all of you, along with Paul, have the opportunity to embrace this natural activity. So that the joy of experiencing the Father's love loving you as it gets extended to your brother secures in you greater commitment to wishing to see only the evidence of love and wishing to be only the evidence of love. Let's go to the book. Remember, I didn't say any of this would be easy. The truth is simple, but the breaking of well-established habits isn't easy. This is why vigilance is necessary. This is why being conscious and not just floating through your day is so essential. To be drowsy and lazy in your mind is not a characteristic of mind. The characteristic of mind is attentiveness. Being fully attentive to all of creation, to all that is included in mind, which is all of creation itself. So, as I've said before, just because you might not find it easy is no justification for abandoning the nurturing of your divine birthright. The nurturing of capacities that are fully present in you at this very moment, that are not stunted, that are not weak, that are not shriveled up. They are fully present, fully functional, whenever you choose to employ them. And another way of saying that is, whenever you choose to value the experience of singularity and not try to employ conflict as the means for coping with life. Conflicted ideas in your mind, held simultaneously and acted upon as though they could be acted upon. Okay, let's start in the book. And the heading here, in the course as it was finished by Bill Thetford, is the total commitment. Total commitment. That's moving into the singularity without any conflict, without anything extraneous. The wholeness of being conscious. Whenever you deny a blessing to a brother, you will feel deprived. I think by now every one of you should be pretty clear on why. Your function is to be the presence of love. Your function is to be the place where the extension of love occurs, and if you withhold it, you are denying your function. You are blocking your function, and that will never be comfortable. Whenever you deny a blessing to a brother, you will feel deprived. This is because denial is as total as love. Understand that because mind is a singularity, whether you try to be it in a conflicted, non-singular way, because it is a singularity, everything it does is wholly committed to what it's doing. And so, if you are choosing to be conflicted within yourself and determine everything about your world on the basis of that conflict, you will do that with total commitment. Because mind cannot be polarized. It can't be divided into positive and negative. So you will be positively good or you will be positively bad. You see? Because there is no way for there to be a mixture of the two. So denial is as total as love.